Oh, good morning. How the heck are you, ladies and gentlemen of the world? Happy Friday to everybody. Hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are ready for a mighty fine trading day. And if not a mighty fine trading day, at least a mighty fine weekend. A lot of instruments already going parabolic. Lots of big peak formation lows and highs, and already making a bit of a curve, 9:16 in the morning. I think we need to look at the news schedule today. What is going on? Some very early movers, huh? Clean patterns, early movers. Just wrong time of day. What time is it? 9:17 in the morning. Letting some people flow in here. I might even extend the intro this morning just a little bit. We're going to let everybody flow in. Today is Friday. There is no news on the calendar. Okay. Yeah. What do we got in here? Marlon, John, William, McDonald, Holly, Knight. Good morning to you all. What are you all seeing? I'm seeing the big four, all four looking halfway decent. As far as an actual trading setup, I don't know, but the pattern that has developed is very clean. US 30 is in a parabolic curve, peak formation high, peak formation low, spiking maybe back to the high. Oil is in breakout to the downside. Is the breakout going to succeed or is it going to fail? Gold. 2 days of shorts in the market. We're currently on the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing well. Let's get into a few different things. If I can get my thing up there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for educational, informational purposes only without any express applied to warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. I'm not a financial advisor. That's what this is saying. Great. Here we go. Let's get the NASDAQ up here. What 3-day template are we in? Do we have any signals? We had a peak formation low put in on Wednesday down here at the low of the current week. Could be a reset. Maybe a reset for continuation. We don't really know for sure. Or it could be the beginning of a 3-day template. Peak formation low, breakout day one, breakout pullback, maybe a little bit of continuation on day three. Maybe we go back to the high. New York opens and goes vertical to the downside. I don't really know yet. We're going to need to wait on this one. Right now, I will say it looks more like it's set up for a long trade. But I don't necessarily have a setup that I could use to, do anything with that. So let's go into US 30. US 30 is very similar. Peak formation low on a Tuesday, day one, day two, day three. Resets the cycle day one. Today's day two. But we do have a low and a high put in place for the week. And now we've gone sideways. Same exact thing as the NASDAQ, just in a slightly different variation. It is set up well for a long, but I'm not necessarily going to take the long because I don't have, really a great setup. We have a low for the week and a high for the week. We've gone back into consolidation, and it looks like it's going to go up. But as you all know, looking like it's going to go up is not a trade that I'm willing to take. Gold. All right, we've got 2 days going down. We're in breakout to the downside. We're at the low of the current week, just about. And we're in consolidation. Will the breakout succeed or will it fail today? Gold's at the top of my list because it hasn't really moved yet. The Russell is back at the high of the day. All right, we had a breakout that didn't quite make it out of the range yesterday, or on Wednesday, excuse me. So a low and a high in place for the week. Thursday has gone back to the high and closed in breakout. Now we're back at the high of the day today. So at the very least on the Russell, we're at levels. And we've triggered weekly levels. We've triggered daily levels. This is another one that I should be watching. Oil's in breakout to the downside. We are not quite at the low of the week. We've came down for one day here. This is breakout day 1. We're into breakout day 2. We've broken down. We've pulled back to previous day's low. Bottom of the box becoming potentially the top of the box. Do I think it's going to go down today? I have no idea. Pattern looks fairly clean, but they have made a bit of a higher high over here. Okay. So I'm not going to, from the patterns that we have today, I don't have any really, really clean, really super solid 3 days of breakouts, 3 days of whatever. I don't really have anything super clean, first red, first green. So I'm going to look for a session trade. That is what I'm going to do. Something I can size into and scalp if it presents in a way that is tradable. And if not, then we'll just have another slow week. Okay. Russell should be up here. And so it is. Shaky, good morning. Yama Mama. Howdy to you. Oh, boy. I am ready for the weekend. Not that it really matters what day it is for me, but... Sam, good morning. Tan looking good, thanks. I was out in the sun quite a bit this week. Doing a lot of kayaking. I think that I'm going to go fishing tonight. I think I'm going to go kayak fishing tonight. Which won't get me any more tan, but it sounds like fun, so I think I'll do it. I feel like there's money in the Russell. I think that the Russell has potential just because we're at levels, and the levels are always the most important thing to us. The levels and the templates, right? So no matter what the price looks like it's doing right now, I can't see into the future. Anything could happen. Buy a good microphone. Well, let me see, because my microphone is top of the line. It irritates me. It cuts out sometimes. But it is top of the line. It shouldn't sound bad. How do I just need to make sure that I'm on the correct audio input. Yeah, I'm on the good mic. I'm on this is a Beacon mic with a sound controller, sound canceling, all that fancy jazz garbage stuff that I don't know anything about, but I know that it's good. So it might be your speakers. Hello, Pips 2, can you draw? I love it. High and low range for the current day in any. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, so high and low of the day. That's the high of the day. That's the highest place that we've gone. That's the low of the day. That's the lowest place that we've gone. Previous day's high is always labeled. A lot of times it's good to look at the high of the day prior to the session beginning. So anything before 8 o'clock. So the high of the day prior to the session opening was right here from Asia. Low of the day would have been from London down here. Obviously, we're currently extending the high of the day in the session right now. And then previous day's high and low is labeled. So what I was saying is this is your high of day from Asia. And then your low of day was put in down here from London. And then we're extending the high right now. Same thing. You could do that. You could do this on any pair, right? So gold, high of day was put in prior to London Open up here. Low of day was put in the Asian session down here. We're still sitting on the inside. The Russell, same thing. High of day was put in Asia. Low of day was put in London. We've already gone to the outside. We were on the outside of previous day's high, so high and low of day is fine, but we've at least gone to the outside of previous day's high, which is just as important, if not more important. Oil, low of day was put in prior to the New York Open. High of day was put in the Asian session. Sound like a Greek god. I'm going to take that as a compliment, I think. I'm not really sure. Let's see here. FTSE, DAX. Yeah. FTSE and DAX. Yeah. We got 2 minutes. Let me hurry. Not the first 5 minutes should be probably not tradable anyway, so no big deal. German, yeah. Oh, this is nice. Wait, let me zoom out a little bit before I say that definitively. Okay, market go down. Market's been going down. Yeehaw. So we're in a down moving market. Now we have had a breakout day one back up to the upside first green day. But we're in, like on a weekly scale, kind of in breakout to the downside. So I'd be kind of careful with that. It's okay. At the very least, levels have been triggered. I don't know if I would be super excited about this. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy. It's quite distracting. What was the other one? FTSE. Inside bar, first green, triggered the high. It's kind of messy though. It's kind of messy. Insert random. Arroyo, just say something along the lines of like, we have news at 10, or can you turn up the audio? Those are usually the go-to, which I don't mind. I think it's funny at this point. I get a good chuckle. Okay, Russell. I still like the Russell. I still think the Russell has a lot of potential. I appreciate you all as well. What a hearty group we've got going. Like I said, oh my gosh. About 40 to 50 you all in here every single day. Sometimes we get a bump up to like 70 or 80. I used to consistently have about 200. It was like 150 to 200 people in here. I fell off, but that's okay. I like the small group a little bit more because I know everybody, or I've seen all of you in here before. Okay, so this is very interesting to me. Quality, not quantity. Exactly. I'm a big fan of that. Well, I don't necessarily feel like I need to make a comeback. It's one of those things, you know. I it's my fault because I stopped putting out as many videos, and that's what happens, and that's okay. Trying to get my other screen set up here. I do think this is clean. Look at the way that they've came out of the consolidation as well as a retest of the high of the day. They've came back up in a little stair-stepping pattern here. I'd like to see this bar close this way or something similar. I want to make sure that this isn't some kind of crazy fake out. Where would it be going, though? That's the real question. Back to the low of the week? That seems like a bit of a stretch from this point. Back to the low of the day? If it closes at the low of the day, then I don't have a trade. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's see here. I don't really trust it. Yeah. I feel like because this is such a, I'll tell you all this. Whenever you have a very, very wide range bar like this, see how far away we are from the EMA? There's a very good chance that they pop back up here and then go back down. Or if it continues to pull and it just runs, it'll run into a level and then it'll still pull back or whatever, right? It's hard to determine and say that this is going to continue to go lower. So let's say that I were to just enter on this. There's a very good chance they're going to wick into me a lot. There's a very good chance that they could wick into me a lot. Now, in the next minute, if this bar closes down here, I might even be able to say that this is a death candle and we've just trapped volume at the high of the week. If they close it at the low of the day, I'm going to feel a lot more like this bar opened. We have ran it into the low of the day, trapped all of the shorts. They might go back into consolidation, and then they might just whip out the biggest middle finger you have ever seen and just hold it in this range all day long. But we're going to see. I don't want to speculate too much. This bar is insane, though. They just wiped out an entire day's movement in 30 seconds, 2.5 minutes. Is that what US 30 looks like as well? Good Lord, have mercy. Okay, yeah. Watch this. They're going to close it. Yep, right at the low of the day. Patience, patience, patience. There is no rush. There is no hurry. A wide range bar is it can be a very good sign, but it does not necessarily mean 100% that it's a good thing. Wait, did Marlon take that? I got in aggressively. Steven Mario. I don't know who that is, but how did you, what was your entry criteria? Did you take the 925 engulfment, Marlon? That trade, I mean, that slaps. That's pretty good. 100, was that 100 points? 100 pips? Something like that? As long as you can reproduce that bad boy, Marlon, heck yeah, more power to you. We're 6 minutes into the open. I wish I could have joined you on that. Just been like, hey, everybody, have a great day. We're done. Steve Mauro. Okay. Yeah. Now, I will say this bar, this down closed bar, is likely one of the larger or one of the largest that we have seen in the past, I don't know how many days. Something that Toby Crable talks about in his book about the different types of open and close. If the second bar is just as strong as the first bar, there's a very good chance of a trending day or a strong follow through and continuation. We have strong or weak closes like this only 20 to 30% of the time. And so if the second bar were to follow through, we might have a higher potential for or a higher probability of a down close day, which I would absolutely be willing to take. This would be trap volume at the high of the week. Maybe we're pinning up through something. We're at the high of the year. I think we're at all-time highs on the Russell. We sure are. We sure are. And again, I'm not speculating. I want to take only template style of trades. So let's see how the second bar looks, and I will make a decision based off of that. I feel a little jumpy. I need to. I feel a little bit less patient today. The way that these have opened have made me want to take a trade, and I know that I should not from the current point. So I'm not going to. One bar down and a pause, and a second leg and a pause, and a third. Less patient only today. Yeah. I have no orders in. I have not entered anything. Yeah, yeah, we need to wait a few 5 minute bars. We have the new 5 minute bar opening or excuse me, new 15 in 2 minutes. How's that looking? Yeah, because we're still in the first 15 minutes of the New York Open. Straight back up. Maybe. The second bar did not do what we thought. Thought maybe the second bar would continue the momentum down, give us a death candle, and we'd be able to get in. Now, the 15-minute bar did close down pretty well. But it closed perfectly at the low of the day. I don't know. Yeah, I need to wait for 10. And yeah, and things have been moving pretty late in the day. There's a good chance that we're in that cycle of things moving in the afternoon again. Yeah, is the volume pretty low, Shaky? Is that what you're saying? I think that was the move. Yeah, because we went from the high of the day, right? We went from a consolidation, a rally before the New York Open to the high of the day, slammed it back down into the low of the day. Now we've gone right back into consolidation. That's kind of what it feels like. Not we got a long time. It's only 15 minutes into the day. It could take some time before the breakout or the collapse, but we could just end the day and kind of sitting a little sideways here and whatever. And that's fine because I'm going to sit here and cross my arms and just stare into the abyss. How do we know in the low of the day? I don't ever, Steve, I don't portray things like that. I think that gives. It gives false hope to something that when you say locked in, as in like it's 100% of the time accurate, strong belief, that it is or isn't. I have watched the low of the day or the high of the day get locked in so many times with an engulfment or a pin hammer engulfment, break out of the EMA, and then go straight back up in the other direction. So I don't look at it like that. That is not my viewpoint. Yeah, NASDAQ. Look at this. Slam it back down. Immediately take it away. Didn't go any lower. And continue to go vertical. Nice. We've got 8 minutes to the new hour. 8 minutes to the new hour. Russell to high of week for 5 cents. Yeah, it could be going back up, I guess. Nice little V bottom reversal. I'm there. I see it, Sam. I can see that. I'm terrible at trading V bottoms. Hey, McDonald, so you can untick or tick that box. The best thing to do is just Google what time is it in New York, which is the east coast of the United States. Currently, right now on the east coast of the United States, it is 9:54 a.m. So whatever time it is in New York, on the east coast of Florida, or not the east coast of Florida, the east coast of the United States, that is what time I'm looking at the 9:30 open. That's when they start ringing that little bell, ding, 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 and everyone's clapping. You know, you're watching the market fall 300 points, and everyone's just sitting there clapping. You're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what time? 9:30. Yeah, of course. So, yeah. Shaky, it's just funny. You know, I see things now. The older I get, I see certain like because I remember growing up, my mom, and I remember in 2008 because my mom's been trading pretty much as long as I can remember. So she's been watching, you know, the news and the financial news and stuff, and I just remember people like standing there clapping, and I'm just in the background. You hear people talking about how bad the market is, and they're just sitting there clapping. I just thought it was funny. Hmm. Well, suppose it's a good thing that we didn't get all impatient and start trading and stuff because they ran it into a low, consolidated. Oil, same thing, ran it down, went immediately back into consolidation, is just sitting sideways. The Nasdaq has continued to pull higher. So I was watching this because at the very least we've gone back to the high of the previous day. So maybe we're going to go up and trigger a level, which would be great. I can get on board with that. Hasn't quite made it there yet, so we'll see. Gold going back to the high of the day. Is the US 30 look any better? No. Okay. Marlon, I think I just need to probably start posting long form videos again and just tell people, hey, I stream every day. I think more people would come if they knew about it. I think on Discord, you know, we've got over 5,000 people in there, but more than likely, most people have just silenced the announcements channel, which means that whenever I post in there, they're not even seeing it, or they're asleep. Am I still doing? I have my courses on my website, but I haven't done webinars in a while. I kind of stopped doing all that stuff and just kept trading. Yeah, I really liked the videos that I did, and it's just those slideshows, you know, they take so long, which is fine. I enjoyed making them, and I know that people really enjoyed them. You know, they're really useful to people. Having a nice visual. It was just so time consuming. You know, I found myself on the weekends doing that instead of going out with my family. Which the whole reason for trading is to not do that. So, you know, all those videos are still there. All the content is still there for people to download. I kind of feel like I did what I set out to do, which is just get the information out there in an understandable way that people can use it, and it's there. So, I don't know. I might start doing some more, but I think oil is interesting. What is this? Oh, this is the Russell, actually. Oil is interesting, but the Russell, 10 o'clock. Big down close bar. Breakout, fake out bar. I appreciate that, William. Yeah, that was an insane amount of effort into that. I think I worked on that thing for like 7 months. Pretty much every day. And I made that before the creation of like AI, which would have probably helped me significantly with typos and things. $10:01. We are into a new hour. What are they going to do next? Could be a trap and shift, yeah. I'm going to wait a little bit more on this 5-minute bar. Because we got one leg down, two legs down. This could be the third leg down. Well, thankfully, yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying, Johan. I think that oil is not necessarily a science project because it is in breakout down. Top of the box becomes the bottom of the, or the bottom of the box becomes the top. We broke out. We pulled back. We started to pull lower. So I do think that that is valid. I just don't know if this is the pattern that I would like to take on a trade like that. If you know what I mean. That is true. A lot of people don't. Yeah, when it moves, it does move, and it will skedaddle. It will start pulling really well. Sometimes it's a little clunky though. I don't really take a lot of trades on oil. It's a little clunky sometimes. Threw it out of the basket, chucked it out of the window, huh? I found that oil a lot more frequently than some others is a late mover. And that in itself can be a little frustrating. Nat gas is better. Natural gas is another clunky. It just feels very clunky. So, but it does provide some very good trades, and this one moves pretty late as well. I think any of the energies they seem to move a bit late. Yeah, the spread is a little bit more on natural gas. Futures isn't too bad though. Isn't too bad. My God, the pinning and making me wait another 5 minutes is insane. Yeah, futures. The spread on futures is usually pretty small on most things, especially on more volatile things. You can get past the spread pretty quickly, or like a zero spread. Oh my goodness gracious. Hurry up and do something, or I'm going to leave. Do it. Do it. Whoa. Hey now. What have we done? There we go. Read again. What am I reading again? What am I reading again, Johan? About the patience fuse? Yeah. See, the thing is, when I get impatient, I don't just take a trade, I just leave. Which I think is pretty beneficial. That's usually that's my my best course of action is when I get impatient, I just leave. There we go. Is it finally gonna do its thing? Yeah. Yep. Hmm. But does it follow through? That's the real question. That is the question we have to ask ourselves. Will it actually follow through? What time is it? 10:11? Hmm. Let's see. What are we doing here? We got a breakdown. We have a pen hammer. I don't know. Something still just doesn't feel good. And it becomes like, well, Cam, what would you possibly want it to see at this point? I don't I don't really the way that it's curled like this and slammed right back into the low could be good if there's follow through, but a lot of times you see this curl and then this turns into a double bottom peak formation at the low of the day and they go vertical towards the upside. They trap everything at the low in what appears to be a bit of an up moving market. Instead of giving us the death candle and a strong breakdown, this could just be trapping at the low, which I don't want to be a part of. Now, if this breakout is going to fail, it should do it very fast. It should do it very aggressively. And that would be the setup that I'm taking. High week reversal. The weekly breakouts are up on everything. Wedge. Like a wedge bottom. Yeah, the weekly breakout's up on everything except for oil. To be honest, oil kind of looks like it's, I don't know. I think that's a pretty good sign that I should be playing even more cautious. Oh boy, that yawn was intense. Felt like I needed to do the unhinged, jaw yawn. I tried to hold it back. Tell you right now, 10:30, things don't improve. I am leaving. Half Batman. It's a double top, Polly. It's just so when you use the phrase double top, right? You have an extended, which is a peak that goes higher. You have an equal. And then you have essentially what a half Batman is, which is a shortened double top. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You know what instrument does a lot of shortened double tops though, or the half Batman, is GU. They do a lot of it's like this, right? This is an extended double top. They made a high, they extended the high, and immediately failed, breaking out of the neckline. And this would be considered as a shortened double top or a half Batman. This is the ear, there's the head, there's the follow through. Talking about gold. Yeah, gold closed in breakout. We went back to the high of the day. Maybe. No, yeah, I know, Shaky. I had noticed it here on oil, so I was showing you. But yeah, GU does as well. GU has a lot of these. They had some really like pretty ones, but it's been a little bit. I think that's one right there. Yeah. There's your ear, your head, your nose. No, yeah, no worries. No worries. For a NASDAQ short, I want to see them close back on the inside of the high of the day. And that would be because this would be considered a 3-push, basically stair-stepping breakout. 3 attempts to go higher outside, basically 3 attempts to extend the high of the day. Breakout fails. The only other place that they can go is back to the low of the day. And that's just me personally, what I would want to see. It's also making higher highs and higher lows today, which is... I just don't usually do that. If it's still making higher highs and higher lows, I'm not going to go short in most cases. Unless, the only time that I will do that is when I look at a chart and I can very clearly see that it's overextended, so it's been going up and it's blown off in level 3. So the high and the low are very far apart. And then when it breaks down, you have a lot of room to get back. Which makes it a little bit more high probability and worth taking. The ads got inserted, but they didn't even tell me that they were going to run them. So that's pretty rude. Now, I have seen almost this exact same thing before when I think, oh, this is just not good. And then it takes a while, but eventually it does follow through. I've seen that before. And I'm not saying that I think that's going to happen. But it's shocked me in the past and turned into a 3 peaks. Basically, bottom of the box becomes top of the box. We get 3 peaks at the level, and then it follows through back to the low of the day. I have seen that before. Hey, Shaky, you take it easy. I hope to see you here Monday morning. You have a good weekend. Appreciate you, Steve. You take it easy. I'm almost done myself. I think I'm going to give it another 5 minutes because that's what I said I would do. And then I'm probably going to be doing the same. Yeah, Steve, you take it easy. You have a good weekend. I want to point this out because I just noticed. Humongous drive into the low. They created this little peak down here. And then they ran it, right? You notice how seems like they just can't seem to get back down there. I notice little things like that, and it keeps me from taking trades. Right? They made an aggressive move down. They curled. Notice the distance and the distance, right? So the curls are getting closer together and failing to go much further, which means that we've entered into a period of consolidation. We have a high in place and we have a low in place for the consolidation, and now they're just holding it in the middle. If they go lower, then that will tell me something. Or if they start allowing people out of the trade, it'll tell me something. But at this point in the maneuver, if you look at this, right? To me, it's very obvious that their goal right now is not to move the market. It is to trap and to reconsolidate and to reaccumulate for the next move, whether that be today or tomorrow or Monday. So I would like to see evidence pointing towards the contrary if I'm going to execute. Sure is, Sam. Breakout pullback, nice. The next move is when you've lost your patience. Yeah, exactly. So as soon as I leave 10:30, surely I come back on Monday and see that everything has gone parabolic or vertical. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. And then we'll make jokes about it. Y'all can laugh openly. Just start hooting and hollering. Tell me, look at this silly fella. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, isn't there like a triple witching or something? Whatever it's called. Isn't today the triple witching thing? Quadruple. I see. What is a triple witching? Let me get a good, accurate explanation for you. Triple witching is a financial market event occurring for 4 times a year on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December, when 3 types of derivative contracts, stock options, stock index options, and stock index futures, expire simultaneously. This convergence leads to a significant surge in trading volume and volatility, particularly during the final hour of the trading day. So it's basically a very large news event, which could be the explanation of our consolidated markets and our low volume. Yeah, Spells, what are you doing? You screaming at me. I'm just kidding. No worries. That could explain it. That could be the reason. We're getting slayed with low volume because today is the quadruple, triple backflip witching. Triple witching is kind of cool. Maybe we can think of an even cooler name for it. No, what's going to happen, Johan? I think that it's going to be. I think it's this afternoon. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. I feel a lot better about that explanation. I was like, oh man, it's just like a low volume inside day or like a low volume narrow range day. I think that it's because of that thing this afternoon. Where's oil going? Hey, come back here. What's up, Sam? Why did I not? Gold was in. We had 2 days down, closed in breakout. I don't think it would have been a horrible idea. It was making higher highs and higher lows. Typically, though, Sam, I like trend trades a lot more, right? So we close in breakout, we pop it back up, and then we go down. Like, those are the trades that I really prefer. It just feels very straightforward. It's just personal preference. I think that if that's part of your playbook and that's something that you do frequently, then rock on. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And you also have a breakout that is potentially. Are we at the low of the week? Okay, so I will say this, Sam. If we were at the low of the current week, that would make a lot more sense to me. But yeah. Three-session trade, yeah, could be. Maybe if you flip the chart, well, let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Because you're joking about it, but it is the truth. I see, for whatever reason, my brain can process a short so much better, and I don't know why. Like, that looks incredible to me. The moment I flip this over, I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should be going long on oil. Well, that's confusing. Stop doing that. Go over here. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, it's going to do it again. Oh, that's why. I'm an idiot. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the world, I hope you all have a blessed weekend. Make sure you're getting out and getting some sun. Don't just stay stuck to your computer. Maybe go take a walk. Try and hit those 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Do some stretching. Do some journaling. You'll have a great weekend. Make sure you're spending some time with the family as well. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you on Monday, first thing, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Ready to go, ready to trade. Looking forward to it, as always. See y'all then. Bye-bye.